What's up, Rasmanites? You got the Rasman here. Today, I'm gonna do something that I know isn't necessarily going to be the most popular video that I've ever done, or episode as I prefer to call it, but it's something that's been on my mind for a while, and I have a very, very great friend here on YouTube, a guy I've known pretty much from the beginning of my YouTube existence in late 2008. I think he and I met about 3 or 4 months into me doing videos, and he's just always been there for me, and I consider him a kindred spirit as much as anybody I've ever ran across here on YouTube, and that's my buddy Travis, aka PlanetBierwagen. And he's done 2 videos recently during the course of his experiment to try and do a video every day for a year. One of them is called 5 Stupid Things About YouTube. The other is 10 Minutes of Honesty. Or actually, I think the name of the video is actually Travis Who Lives at Home, or something like that. And it's basically him just talking about how things have changed and why it's not always easy to do the kind of stuff that we want to do as YouTubers these days. So that's what I'm going to talk about, because it's something that I have been feeling like I need to say for a long time, but at the same time, I was like, nobody else is doing it that I know. If I do it, I'm going to seem like I'm just whining and moaning and complaining, or that I'm trying to gain sympathy points, which is not what I'm trying to do. But Travis's videos have sort of been my motivation to be like, you know what, I'm going to say what I feel like I need to say. If the message comes across, then great. If it doesn't, then I feel like I did what I needed to do for me and my own sanity. So I'm going to call today's episode Why the Razman's Reality Isn't Always Fun. Or, actually, I guess I should say, Why Razman's Reality Isn't Always a Fun Reality. Today, on the Razman's Reality.
Razman's Reality. Razman's Reality. It's not a catchphrase, it's a way of life.
The first thing that I want to touch base on, and the real inspiration for doing this episode, other than, obviously, as I just said, seeing Travis come forth and do 2 similar videos, was the fact that people sometimes don't understand how difficult it is for me in my situation to do what I do. Now, I'm not the type of person that will sit there and try to use my cerebral palsy as a crutch. As, okay, I have this condition, so I can just gain sympathy points from everybody because all I have to do is say, wow, I'm in a wheelchair, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. The whole point of doing this show, and both its video and its audio formats, have always been exactly the opposite. Have been to inspire people to strive to be better despite what they have to overcome. But the thing that really frustrates me about it is that it's not always easy to keep up with doing. And what I mean by that is, it seems like every time I have something that I want to do or something that I'm asked to do, there's always an obstacle that comes up in front of me. And the most recent example is the fact that I'm not a YouTube partner because of a strike that I have on an account that no longer exists, but because I made the mistake at the time, something I didn't know was a mistake, but now I know it is, and it's too late to fix. And that was, I opened this channel with the same email address as that channel that no longer existed. That strike still is there. So that keeps me from being a full YouTube partner. So it seems like I just keep trying and trying and trying, but yet I'm not going to go any further because I'm always going to have that strike hanging over my head. And I'm not going to be one of those people that starts all the way over again because I've worked dang hard to get to where I am. Razman's reality is the Razman. It is what I am and what I do, and I'm not going to start over again just because I have a strike. It would just be completely stupid and not something that is necessary. That's the other big reason that I stopped doing Razman Wrestling. For a while there, I was having 2 different channels, one for entertainment and one for wrestling. But then I started to examine it, and I was like, you know what? If people like my wrestling opinions, they're going to like them no matter what the name is that's bringing them to it. So why am I trying to update 2 different channels when it's hard enough every 24 to 48 hours to come up with something to do on one? And it seemed also like when I had a channel just devoted for wrestling, there would become periods in time where I'd run out of stuff to talk about, and I'd be like, oh, I'm supposed to update this channel, but I have nothing to say. So I realized rather quickly that that's not something to do for me. But it seemed like upon realizing that I've lost some viewers, because those viewers were like, I thought you were just a wrestling guy. Where's your wrestling videos? Can you do more wrestling? And it just is so frustrating because if I wanted to be that guy that just did wrestling videos, I would have kept Razman Wrestling. But I don't want to be that guy that just does wrestling videos. And then it goes the other way around too. Whenever I share my wrestling opinions, people are like, where's your film videos? Film. It's like, no matter what you do, you can't please everybody. So, you're stuck with no way to move up. And you're also stuck with, no matter what I do, somebody's gonna whine and moan and complain about it. So, there are times, more often than not, when I've considered just stopping making videos and just doing nothing but the radio show. Because it's easier to have high quality production value because audio files are really small, and you don't have to deal with trying to please everybody, because people who listen to you on the radio will either listen to your show that week or they won't listen to your show that week, and they'll wait for a week when you're doing what you want them, you are doing what it is that they want you to do. So it's almost like I should have that attitude, because here I am doing 1080p videos, which sometimes I'm tempted to downgrade my video quality just because of file size and how much easier it would be to do standard definition. But the problem with this camera is, even though it's great for convenience for me, because I can just turn on a webcam now and don't have to worry about setting up a tripod or worry about battery life, if I lessen the quality of these videos from 1080p, it loses so much detail that you can't even hardly see anything on the screen. It's like you're looking at a black and white video. So I'm not able to do that. So even though here I am putting together 1080p videos, it also prevents me from doing what I want to do, because I want to be like Travis sometimes. I have videos that just pop into my head that are last minute videos. I'd love to just be able to just come up with an idea, put it together, and get it up on YouTube the same day. But high definition videos kind of keep you from doing that. So that's another reason why I've often thought of just being an audio guy, because you could do something in 5 minutes. Ideal wise, you could spend 15 minutes putting it together, and it would be beautifully well done and beautifully well produced, and you wouldn't have to worry about a ginormous file size. But there is the ultimate hang-up with that aspect of doing things, and that is that 9 times out of 10, when you just do audio, you're going to get 5,000 thumbs down, just because people are going to say you're a lazy bum because you're not putting your face on camera, or you're a coward because you're just saying what it is that you want to say and you're not showing your face. So I don't do that for that reason. So it prevents me from doing stuff every 24 hours. Every 48 hours seems to be the minimum that I can do anything, just because of the production value situation. It would be different if and when I'm able to upgrade my computer to the point to where I want to be able to do it. I'd love to have like $2,000 saved up, because what I want to do is I want to go from a 32-bit system to a 64-bit system. I want to have a minimum of a quad-core processor and a minimum of 8 gigs of RAM, with all of the necessary software, and those pieces would be Sony Vegas Pro, Adobe Audition, and Camtasia Studio. So that would be about $2,000. It would be about $500 to take and upgrade all of the hardware that I need, plus a new version of Windows and Windows 7, and then it'd be $500 for Sony Vegas Pro, the latest version, about $300 to $500 for Adobe Audition. There's Camtasia Studio, which is a couple $100. Now, some people might say, well, there's other means of getting software, and yeah, there is, but speaking from personal experience, the problem with those other means of obtaining software is that they don't always last. You get maybe 2 or 3 months use out of them, and then they stop working. And the reason is because you didn't do it the way you're supposed to do it. You didn't obtain the software the way that you're supposed to obtain it. So it's like you're reaping what you sow. So I've given up on those other means of obtaining software, and I've decided that whenever it comes time to upgrade things, I'm only going to do it the way you're supposed to do it from here on out. And the other thing is that it seems like with all these YouTube changes, not only are you stuck with never being able to move up, not only are you never going to please everybody no matter what it is that you do, not only are you going to have your own personal hang-ups that prevent you from doing what it is that you want to do, but you're also having YouTube hold you back. Because ever since they changed it, well, actually even before that, but now it's even worse with this new video uploader, monetization seems to be impossible, at least for me. See, I was using royalty-free music, I thought I was good, and then all of a sudden, my ads started getting denied. I haven't had ads on a YouTube video in months, and I thought it was the royalty-free music, so I asked my good friends Owen Neal and Jake Lyon to produce the Razman's Reality theme song that you now hear. And I have my friend Adam Jonas, better known as Polite Mediocrity, and his band working on a little bit longer version that I can use, so that I can go back to putting music under credits. And then I'll just use the Jake and Owen song and keep it as the Razman's Reality Radio Show theme song. But even after I did that, and I'm still working on that, my ads are still getting denied. And it's even worse now because this new YouTube uploader, it just tells you to check a box to monetize your videos, and you can't put any lengthy description with, okay, this is the music I'm using, this is where I got it from, under your videos anymore, because it's just one click. And the only opportunity that you get to do that is when YouTube sends you the email and says, yeah, your video got denied because we don't have enough detail. Well, the reason you don't have enough detail, YouTube, is because you didn't give me the opportunity when I first uploaded it to provide that detail. So it's like there's no point in having ad revenue anymore because you're just never going to get your ads to show up. The people who get their ads to show up, I'd love to know what it is they're doing because it's not working for me. And the last thing that makes making videos the way that I want, sometimes very hard, is that it seems like even when you try to not be the guy who will sit there and complain and whine and moan and groan when everything doesn't go your way, and you try to be exactly the opposite. You try to be the guy that every time he sees something great or someone new that needs plugging, and you try to be the guy that helps them get views, or you're the guy that comes up and gives advice, or steps up, and gives advice every time you're asked to give advice. Your advice isn't even taken into account. I had one instance where somebody said, thank you for giving advice on your microphone because I've been looking for a great microphone, but the problem is I don't want to spend $30 on a microphone. It's too expensive. And I'm just left scratching my head and thinking, wow, $30 is too expensive for you on a microphone. Well, why did you even ask advice if you're still going to spend $5 or $10 on a microphone and have it break and have crappy quality sound? Like, why did you even say that you wanted my advice or watch the video where I gave the advice and say thank you if you're not even going to take my advice into account. So it seems like the more you try to help people, the more it just doesn't even get you anywhere. So it seems like those people, it doesn't matter what you do for them, nothing is, and excuse me if you just heard me burp a couple times there, I'm not going to bother trying to make those too tight cuts in editing. And matter of fact, even though this is a full episode, you may only see the credits on this because I just looked down and I realized how long we are, and anything I can do to save myself time for a video like this is probably better. So I'm getting close to 30 minutes here, so let me just wrap up my thoughts here. What I was saying is, it seems like your advice isn't good enough because it's not being taken into account. So no matter what it is that you do, it doesn't seem to get you anywhere sometimes. And the other thing is I get these idiots who are on my channel all the time who say, "What the hell is wrong with your hands?" And sorry if any of my family is watching, I'm not trying to cuss, I'm just repeating what people say to me. People say, "What the hell is wrong with your hands?" or "What the F did you do to your head?" You know, stuff like that. It's like, can you not look at me and clearly see that I'm in a wheelchair? Can you not look at me and clearly see that I'm dealing with cerebral palsy? Because if you could use common sense and see that, then you would know that these physical things that are different about me are beyond my control. If I could change the way I look, I would gladly do it, because it would sure make things a lot easier. If I could not live the way that I lived, I would love to be able to give people Blu-ray updates every month or every 2 weeks. I would love to be able to go out and get a release every time I want to, just to create content. But I can't because of the situation I'm in. And so you sitting there and saying, "What the heck is going on?" Does that really help anything? Does that make anything better? No, it just makes you look and sound like a butthole. So the bottom line is that I do what I do because of the people that I know appreciate it, and because I really feel, as stupid as it might sound to some people, that because I don't have the other things going on in life that other people might have, that the Razman's reality is my sense of purpose. It makes me feel like I'm getting up during the day and doing something with my life, and that there's a reason behind it, because there are people that appreciate it. And those are the people that I am doing this for. I'm not doing it for the people that are the people that I can't please. And if that's 100 people out of my supposed over 1,500 subscribers, then so be it. If all of you 1,500 are loyal viewers, then that's great. But I do sometimes feel like I'm just backed into a corner, and no matter what I do, it's not going to get any better. So I just wanted to say those things because I want people out there who make stupid comments about somebody's weight or somebody's condition or assume that people are taking the easy way out because they're handicapped. I want them to take a long, hard look at themselves and realize that they don't know the person that they're choosing to point a flaw out in from Adam. And a lot of times, by you pointing out that flaw, or you picking out something to pick on, or you being a corporation who is made by people just getting on the camera and being entertaining or trying to be entertaining and shutting those people out by making all these stupid changes that make it harder and not better. By all those things happening, you are actually hurting yourself and hurting the people who try to give you what it is that you want more than you're making them wake up. It's not like you can say to me, oh my God, your hand is distorted, or, you should give up because you're not going to go anywhere in life. It's not like you suddenly saying that to me is going to make me think that way. It's not. So, put your time and energy into something that is worthwhile instead of making an already difficult situation even harder by your actions. I will see you probably on Friday with What's on Tap for this week's radio show, and then I will be back on Monday. I am going to get more of the Dollhouse series up. The whole point of having that pre-filmed was I wanted it to be as uninterrupted as possible, and other things just keep coming up that's prevented that from happening, but that series isn't over and it will be completed. This is reality according to the Razman and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.